second. All right, shalom, shalom. Give me 1 second to check the feed. This is a GMS Speak Life.
Mm-hmm.
Still saying upcoming. All right, we on. All right, shalom. All right, before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
All right, this is brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another Lord willing, edifying lesson to feed the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, and pretty much in this lesson, as you see the title, all right, Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes, man. All right, we had these two, incidents happening in Aurora, Colorado, and now it's beginning to happen in Chicago, Illinois. All right, so what we're seeing taking place is sedition. All right, which is Esau Edom allowing these situations to take place in order to bring in martial law, man. Okay, so these things that we're about to go into, if you're not familiar with what's going on, man. All right, Esau Edom has been letting these migrants into the country as in the last few months, due to Biden opening the borders up. All right, and they have the what's the bill called? The was it safe? Was it refuge? Safe refuge or something like that? Pretty much allowing these immigrants to come into the border. All right, they're able to come into America. They're getting checks to pretty much live freely and whatnot. And what we're seeing is these criminals from these different countries are being emptied out of prison. They're being sent over here to America on purpose to stir up tension and stir up trouble in America, so that we see these things taking place, man. So this is a systematic breaking down of society, so that these devils can pretty much bring forth their martial law and their different things to cause disorder, to bring in the order, which we know as order out of chaos or order out of chaos, man.
And if I gotta add too, pretty much because essentially, like you were saying, pretty much they Esau had people come over here. They pretty much said, hey, cause distraction, not distractions. Pretty much cause this pretty much disrupt things. How it's being ran over here. Then there was other reports saying that it was paying people to actually come over here and start things. Right. It was one guy. He I believe it was in Texas, but the dude was like pretty much. It was an immigrant that came over. It was a Jake immigrant that came over. He went into a backyard while they was having some type of birthday party. Mm-hmm. So you got things like that, and also the thing with the Venezuela thing going on right now. So it's pretty much how Rome was taken down. That's essentially what's going on in America.
Ooh, since you said that, let me get that real quick for you. This is Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, verse 9. It says, Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Right, because essentially just how Rome went down, the same thing is happening to America. All right, the economy is being touched, just like in ancient Egypt. America is Egypt and also Rome, Greece. Mm-hmm. So the same things that happened in those particular societies, the same things that was going on here today. The economy, all right, it's an immigration crisis. All right, what is it called? Immorality.
Yep.
Morale is at an all-time low. So essentially, the Lord is sending the plagues of Egypt. He's smiting Egypt 2.0.
All right. And I want to bring this out because the brother had mentioned earlier, as I said too, about Esau Edom allowing these different nations to come over here freely to cause disorder in the world, or in the world of America. All right. This was Bible prophecy, man. All right. This is Ezekiel 38:11. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, and to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Right. And that's America, man. America is the land of unwalled villages because this land dwelt in pleasures to where they had the notion that look, America will never be invaded. All right, America is this golden city that's just all around perfect to where nothing bad can happen here. And what have we been seeing since Biden opened up the border? All right, all type of criminals have been coming in, and see what they're not telling the people is that these people that's coming in are criminals that have been emptied out of the prisons that's been sent over here to cause, and they're being, like the brother said, they're being paid to come over here and cause disorder in the country, man. All right. The Venezuelan prisons is being emptied out. You know, you have military troops that are being, sent over here in disguise. You got sleeper cells. You got people that are being sent over here on purpose to stir up trouble, all right, to these average people out here. And like I said, you got the gang members, but you also got the average immigrant who are being brought over here and they're given checks to pretty much do shit, not to do shit, man. All right. And that's causing division amongst the people because they understand that, look, if you come over here and pretty much seek refuge in America, you have access to a better life because you're given free government care, you're given a cell phone, you're given a stipend, you're given all the things to make your life better, but it comes at a cost of them, bringing disorder to this country, man. Which is why the Democrats, all right, your beloved Kamala Harris and Joe Biden tag team of doom, all right, they are allowing this, man. And this is what you're seeing, that division taking place in America because the Republicans, they don't see this as a good idea. All right. As why Trump, when he was in office, going back before Biden came in, was talking about putting a wall up, which actually was smart because he understood that if America was to be invaded, this place would be taken out easy because these people here are at ease, man. There's no resistance in these people. There's no fight in these people, man. You know? You got something?
You want me to go to the second Esdras?
Yeah, bring that and we'll go on to the article.
Okay. This is second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Right, and that's what's going on now, man. Because Esau, Edom, the elites, they're causing that division amongst the country. Because, like I said, these elites are coming. It's like these immigrants are coming over here, and they're being sponsored to pretty much, take away the pretty much the money and the opportunities from these people over here. Because here it is, like I said, you're sending these immigrants checks every month, and you got homeless people in America. You got people that's unemployed, that's struggling, but these immigrants can come over here and just get a big fat check, and they don't do shit but just ride around in rentals all day, man. So this is pitting Americans against each other because now blame is being placed on the other Egyptians, like you quoted before with the camera on Isaiah 19.
Can I get that?
Yeah, go ahead. Because what that's doing is splitting the country down the middle. Because now the Republicans, because if I'm not mistaken, conservatives, are those Republicans too?
I'm looking out for you.
I believe they're the same, but they're looking at the country like, yo, these Democrats are fucking everything up, man. Okay, and so with you allowing these things to take place, now the division amongst these Americans is coming to an all-time high to where the button heads is getting to where these people want to kill each other now, man. Mm-hmm. All right.
So
you good?
It says conservative and so-called Christian media organizations and American conservative figures are influential, and American conservatism is a large and mainstream ideology in the Republican Party and nation. So Republican.
Yeah. So like I said, the Republicans are pretty much looked at as the ones that truly care for the welfare of America. All right, for Babylon. And so what they're seeing the Democrats doing, which is being done on purpose, by the way, is the Democrats are demoralizing and destroying America, man. All right, so that's causing that division amongst the two, to where the Republicans, as you know, are mostly Edomites. All right, and the Democrats are Edomites that go for Jake's favor, even though they're not for Jake, but they're using that as a means to push forth the bullshit. And the Republicans, they're blaming Jake for these things. And it just so happens that these migrants that are being let into the country are who? They're Jake. They're Northern Kingdom Jake for the most part, man. So these right wing Edomites are, I think it's left wing, if I'm not mistaken. Can you look that up too, Babu Shah?
Okay.
I believe the left wing is Esau, and that's like left wing is Republicans and right wing is Democrats, if I'm not mistaken. But that division is making to where it's about to be a race war coming from that, man.
Democrats.
Left wing is Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so left wing is Democrats and right wing is Republicans, and so that odd is being split down the middle to where, like I said, sedition is being pretty much brought into the mix, which is why, like I said, these Northern Kingdom people are being brought in to stir up trouble, and that's being used as a political point for this election, to where these Republicans are blaming the Democrats to why these immigrants are in here.
Okay. I'm sorry, verse 1. This is Isaiah 19 and verse 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
You can speak on it.
Okay. Because essentially, when you go back into ancient Egypt, the Lord touched ancient Egypt, and they essentially confided in a multitude of different idols. You see, and what is America? Confide in a multitude of idols, and that's why America goes into Egypt as well. It's another reason why America goes into Egypt. But essentially, with whatever these people confide in, the Lord is touching that as well. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right. And essentially, that can be likened to the American dream. Nobody wants to, go after that American dream anymore, Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, like what we're seeing now, you got they got the Venezuelan gangs coming up to the U.S. All right, then you also got the Hell's Angels. You see, it's just a lot. It's been a lot of reports, which we'll get through the spirit. But a lot of reports going out that, hey, you got the Hell's Angels going to, Colorado, to pretty much have a civil war, so to speak.
Yeah, and what's that stoking? That's stoking that racial tension, because who are the Hell's Angels? Pretty much, they're Edomite. That's an Edomite biker gang that's pretty much going to, quote unquote, bring peace to a situation that's being caused of what Esau looks at as niggas. Because Venezuela, those are Israelites. But Esau puts so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans in the same boat as niggas. Mm-hmm. So they're looking at the Northern Kingdom as the problem. Cause like I said, you got Aurora, Colorado, and now Chicago as two major situations that has took place where these gangs are taking over apartment complexes and bringing trouble. So you have Jake, the Southern Kingdom, it's like a Judah, the Southern Kingdom, that's trying to go in the situation and go to war with their own people. And then you're having Esau, which is the Hell's Angels, go in this situation and it's like, look, we're gonna bring order to this situation in some way. Mm-hmm. So this is the sedition that's being brought up. Now, if I could look up this word real quick before you go back, the word sedition, according to freedictionary.com, it says a conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority or state of a state. And that's what is going on with this situation, because whenever you look up the articles that's going into these topics, all right, so let's deal with the Colorado topic first.
Let me read it off. Okay. The This is an article on MSN.com. It says Hell's Angels heading to Aurora, Colorado to fight Venezuelan gangs. Video surface. So
Salaki, before you read that, let me get the original before we go there.
Right.
So this is from Denver7.com. It says tenants at Aurora apartment speak out against Venezuela gang rumors. All right. It says dozens of tenants at the edge at Lowry Apartments in Aurora are speaking out against rumors that Venezuela gangs have taken over the complex. It says, so you're trying to deny it, but then what you're going to say is show you that it's true. Right. It says residents at the Aurora apartment complex are speaking out against the narrative that their building is being taken over by a Venezuela gang, saying it isn't true. Tuesday, tenants at the Edge at Lowry Apartments held a press conference to dispute claims about gangs taking over the complex ever since viral videos allegedly showing the gang Tren de Arregua, if I said it correctly, breaking into apartments have been shared by people all over the world. Now, if this was a fake situation, why are there countless videos going into this topic, man? You know, because you can go all throughout the social media networks and different websites. Just type in this Venezuela gang. It's called Tren de Arregua. All right, if you want to spell it out, it's TrenDeAragua. If I'm saying it correctly. And it's videos of them putting out these different these tenants of this apartment complex, and they're taking it over and pretty much holding the hostage, man. All right, so the point why I wanted to bring this out because Esau Edom is trying to spin the narrative to feed this this misinformation narrative that this isn't true. But if this isn't true, why is the article that this brother's about to read? This is MSN, which is a credible news source, man. All right, so go ahead up.
Okay. It says Hell's Angels heading to Aurora, Colorado to fight Venezuelan gangs. Video surface. It says, it's a lot. Damn. Let me go into the thing, but it says it says social media users on Saturday claimed that members of International Outlaw Motorcycle Club, the Hell's Angels, are heading to Aurora, Colorado to fight Venezuelan, which it cuts off right there. But you have more on that? I'm gonna see if I can get another article.
Y'all read it some more on this. It says many tenants tell Denver 7 they do not believe the gang is present at the complex. They said the most significant problem they've dealt with are uninhabitable conditions in the building that they're living in. It says one tenant who is from Venezuela said he now feels targeted since the rumors began circulating.
If I could add too, it was said that pretty much legit articles coming out. I'm gonna say maybe like a day ago, but now it's kind of like Esau's doing damage control.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what's going on. You had the different video surface on social media, and then them going out to Colorado. So Esau is pretty much trying to do damage control. But we understand that essentially the spirit of the civil unrest and the civil war is in the atmosphere.
And it's funny because now as I'm looking through these Google articles, just seeing what they're saying, you said that's MSN, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you know that Esau is trying to bring that confusion. So now it's a article saying no, the Hell's Angels didn't caravan to Aurora to fight migrant gangs. So they show you, man, he's full of shit. But then you have this is right here. This is from Newsweek. It says cops declare apartment overrun with Venezuela gangs. This was September 2nd, 2024. It says police in Colorado are set to clear an apartment complex that was overrun with Venezuela gangs after the mayor said he would request an emergency court order to free the buildings of organized criminal activity. It says Aurora Major Mike Kaufman announced on Friday that the city attorney office will seek legal assistance to have the properties designated as a criminal nuisance. Because like we said, these immigrants are being brought over here on purpose to cause chaos, man. Because that's stirring up that racial tension to put Esau against Jake, man. And we're gonna go back to that second edge, but I got one more precept. This is this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and this is what's going on today. All right, hey, racial tension is at an all time high, and the Lord is doing this on purpose so that there could be race wars, because that's biblical, man. All right, so as the brothers are going to read in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, this is what's going to cause the sedition to take place, man. Because as these things get worse, you're going to see to where people are no longer going to care about what the people in power have to say about the situation. They're going to take matters into their own hands, as we're going to get into in this lesson. Go ahead.
This is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
And I just said, because as Esau is trying to control the information about how the situation is going, you're having people speaking out in real time, speaking about how, look, they're going to take matters into their own hands, and it's going to come to a point to where, like when you watch that movie, I believe it was The Dark Knight Rises, the third Batman movie in the last trilogy, when I think it was the one with Bane, and he was in that movie. It showed you how when crime pretty much overtook the city, they were putting people of high position and status, they were judging them according to their ways, killing them in their own ways, man. And that's how society's gonna get in that time, to where your mayors, your senators, your governors, even your presidents, their word not gonna mean shit to these people out here, man. They're gonna take matters into their own hands, because Esau Edom wants anarchy out here, man. All right? This is why these migrants are being led over here. A lot of these migrants, like I said, they're sleeper cells. All right, they're foreign troops such as UN troops. They're being brought over here on purpose to cause disorder, man.
Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able."
And that's an example of what we're talking about right now, man. Because this Venezuela gang that has took over these apartment complexes, like I said, this happened in Aurora, Colorado, and now it's happening in Chicago. They're causing it to where every citizen can't go into that building no more, man. So it's going to begin with a building. It's going to go into a block. It's going to go in the streets. It's going to go into cities. And this is the beginning stages of this, man. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
"For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
Because as I went into earlier in that Ezekiel, the land of the unwild villages, these people are at ease here. They see they see, what goes on in these other countries, and they think this could never happen to America. But look what's going on now.
That shit is here.
These migrants over here, bro, they're only getting started. Because like I made mention earlier, these migrants, they're the worst of the worst that's being led over here, man. Just like Esau. The Edomites that came over here to America, they were the worst of the worst. So they're purposely letting these criminals come over here, pardoning them from their crimes in their home countries, and telling them to come over to America and do the bidding of what they're being told to do to bring disorder, man.
Right, and to paint a picture, you got the worst of the worst in American prisons and jails and stuff like that, which those are people that people in society roaming around wouldn't necessarily want around them, so to speak, in society. You see, but when you look at those that are criminals in this society in America, if you compare them to the ones in South America, that's light, So people in America wouldn't necessarily want those in South America over here. You see, but that's happening right under their nose,
Mm-hmm.
Just to paint a picture. But continuing on, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation."
And that's what's going to continue to happen as things get worse and worse. Because just to add to this, to the scripture, I want to grab this here in Matthew, back in Matthew 24th chapter, jumping down to the verse 12. It says that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you go into this word love, it's like it wax cold, it goes into cycle. And these people they're already in a psychotic state of mind, and it's only gonna get worse as time goes by. So situations like this Venezuela gang doing what they're doing, this is the beginning of showing you all out chaos taking place in America, on the soils of America, because these people, like I said earlier, they were in the mind state that things like this could never happen in this country. And look what we have. And Esau Edom can try to spin the narrative like this is not real. But bro, this is personal testimonies that we've seen that's taking place that show this is real, man. Because look, Esau's gonna have it to where Jake is gonna be against Jake. This is done on purpose too. Because they're giving these migrants the incentive to do what they're doing, and then you have Jake over here that's struggling, and they see that these migrants are getting handouts and they're being allowed to do this because these migrants that took over these apartment complexes, the police are being told to stand down, not to go and police. Mm-hmm. So, as I said, so with this happening, that means that Jake gonna take things into their own hands. Now, I have a video I want to put on the screen, Lord willing. If anything, you can hear it. You know, I'm gonna try to put it to where you can see it, but if anything, hear it. So this is a post that was on TikTok, and this Jake that's from Chicago. He's speaking on the situation of these Venezuelan gangs. So just reading the caption of it, it says Chicago residents post warning to Venezuelans taking over Chicago. This ain't Colorado. This is just where you're from. The only difference is we got switches. It says the gang wars in Chicago are not going to be pretty. This is on Kamala. Because mind you, like I said earlier, these Democrats are the ones that's allowing these things to happen. All right? So let's hear what they got to say.
To all Venezuelans in Chicago, this is the warning. If you ain't on no bullshit, stay neutral. Somebody please translate. Stay neutral. If you know somebody that's in your building on bullshit, don't let them run in that building, and don't let nobody see them run in that building. Because once word get out that that's the building that they in, they gonna chop that bitch down. Whatever building, the abandoned building y'all occupying and all that shit. Yeah, you better get your food and just stay in the house. Because they come out doing some bullshit. Y'all gonna regret that. You're gonna really regret that. So, I don't speak Spanish, so somebody need to translate. I hope they got TikTok that translate, I guess. They can kind of make me seem like I'm speaking Spanish. But anyway, take this like a grain of salt if you like. But this ain't Colorado. This ain't Utah. This ain't none of them places. This is just like where you're from. The only difference is y'all use a lot of handgun, old revolvers, and machetes and shit. We got switches. If you're not familiar with what a switch is, we will show you. We don't really be with all the telling and shit. But we will definitely show you what a switch is. So, again, somebody translate. Make this known. This ain't like Colorado. I'm just saying.
Now, as the brother made the point that look, these South African, it's like South American, Jake, these criminals that's coming from these different countries, bro, that whole different breed of criminal. And these American Jakes over here that, popping their shit, yo, you think you got shit because you got guns, you got switches, what they said. You're not seeing the type of demonic shit these niggas overseas is doing, bro. Mm-hmm. So the Lord is having this happen on purpose. Like, go ahead.
Other than that, too, you got that. You got he was talking about pretty much Venezuela and Jake, Southern Kingdom. And then you got Venezuela or the Venezuelan gangs in America with the Hells Angels. All right, then you also got the upcoming election. So it's all pretty much the Lord stirring the pot, brewing for like a civil war,
As we said, because that's what the Lord wants, man. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Race wars are biblical, Jake. Sedition is taking place on purpose because this is Yahweh Shem Shah breaking up Babylon the Great from the inside out. This is Babylon imploding on itself, man. Yes,
You want that Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right. I brought it out because that's what we're seeing. All right. Esau is using the hatred that Jake has towards each other against ourselves, man. All right. So we have inner tribe wars amongst that. Okay. But it's gonna come to a point to where Esau is gonna roll on all. So as you brought out with that Hell's Angels article, these Edomite biker gangs as well as other Edomites, they're gonna come together and try to mow Jake down all together. But we understand that that's being used as a means to stir up that spirit to make these things happen, because using Israelites to stir up problems against other Israelites, these Edomites from the outside looking in are looking at those same Israelites as the problem. So they're going to get rid of all Jake because they see all Jake as the problem, man. So we're not ignorant to this, man. All right. As it says, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. So we're not ignorant to what Esau is doing. But ultimately, we understand that Yahweh Shem Shah allowing this to happen, all right, to stir up that racial tension even further. Because you just had these recent movies come out, the most recent one being Civil War, where they showed you that the division in America is happening, all right, as we speak. Because this Trump and Kamala Harris presidential race, this is tearing the country apart, man. And like I said, these Edomites are looking at Kamala / Biden, because really all Kamala did was inherit the stupid shit that Biden did, and now she's the scapegoat. All right, and since Kamala looks like a so-called black woman, who's really she's a heathen, she's helping stoke that hatred for Jake, man, and you don't even realize it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Cool.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25. It says, and Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts, and said, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Shaitan cast out Shaitan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Hey, so this place is divided on all fronts. Essentially, like you pretty much talked about the election, which people have differing ideologies and views and stuff like that. People are divided as far as religion. People are divided on everywhere. So essentially, with the division in the country, essentially this place is headed to desolation very swiftly.
Because at the end of the day, when you take a step out of the matrix, you take a step out of the matrix and you see shit for what it really is, you understand that, look, we know that both the Democrats and the Republicans, they play for the same team. In Revelation, we're talking about the speak of the Lamb.
Revelation 13 and 10, I think.
Yeah, because the two wings of the same bird, essentially, man. All right? So like I said, this is done on purpose because we know Esau Edom. We understand the mind of this devil perfectly thanks to the scriptures. So we understand that he's doing this on purpose to stoke that hatred in these Edomites for Jake. Because Yahweh Shem Shah, ultimately, he wants a race war, man. Because you dumbass niggas that think that this is life, this is it. That's going to be to your detriment, man. All right.
13 and 11.
You got it up.
So Revelation 13 and 11, it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Two wings of the same bird, like I said, because they try to paint the picture like the Democrats and the Republicans, they got two different visions. But when you look at the end goal of what these political parties all represent, it's the same end goal, all right? To push forward the globalist agenda, which is the New World Order. Kamala and Trump, they play for the same team, man. They just present themselves as opposition amongst each other because they're given different talking points, but they're for the same thing, all right, which is these small hats, man. All right, so they're coming to you speaking as a lamb, these smooth words they cater to Jake. But as we've been seeing, when you really get into the crust of what they're talking about, Trump is telling you that he's for, all right, anybody speaking against the small hats to be put to death. All right, he's pro-Israel, and Kamala's pro-Israel. Okay, so at the end of the day, we see that look, the elite's agenda is being pushed no matter what political side you choose, and these things are about to get very draconian no matter who's in office, man. So this is why we tell you Jakes out here to take yourselves out this fucking American bullshit, man. Because whatever political party you feel yourself a part of is bullshit. But the Democrats are being the main ones to fuel the bullshit, man. You got something else?
Wow.
I mean, I didn't have nothing particular. We just wanted to speak on that subject, but yeah, I didn't really have much else other than that. Because at the end of the day, bro, this is all being done on purpose. Like I said earlier, 2 Corinthians 2:11 about we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. The Most High is having this happen to stir up that racial tension to bring forth. Matter of fact, I do have something else. Let me not say that. This is Sirach 39:28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Because these immigrants that's being brought over here, these ruthless criminals, man, hey, the criminals, Slocky, they're going to be used to bring forth chaos. So you're going to see, as we've been seeing, more and more, crazy shit taking place, man. Them taking over that apartment complex, that's the beginning. All right, because there's been articles coming out of these Northern Kingdom gangs, all right, abducting, little girls and women, sacrificing them, in crazy rituals where they're torturing and raping these little girls. Okay, we're seeing, like I said, videos of these immigrants speaking about how they're sleeper cell troops and that they're just waiting to be activated. All right, the news reports going out about how these people are being brought over here to purposely stir up, the trouble, so that martial law can be implemented. So everything that we're seeing is these people being used to bring judgment, man. All right, so you elect brothers and sisters out there, don't get caught up in the bullshit. Is what we're trying to say, man. Because Esau Edom is bringing, all types of confusion, but we understand this is all prophecy at the end of the day, man. So just pray that you be covered in this time, so where you don't get caught up in a situation to where the Lord, you feel like He can't deliver you out of it, man. All right. You got anything else?
I have one more.
Go ahead.
So 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 11, it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's essentially what the Lord is doing, by way of, what Esau calls polycrises, which essentially is just a plague, which the Lord is touching Egypt with those plagues, which we're seeing take place.
That's right. Yeah, because as we said, man, the division, diseases, these spirits created vengeance. These are all plagues that the Lord is sending upon America, and it's only going to get worse, man. So, hey, man, as Scripture say, man, hey, be ye sober and walk circumspectly, man, because the days are getting evil and evil, man. But those that are in the good grace of the Lord, He will protect and deliver, man. All right. Anything else?
Wow.
All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We're going to end it right here. We want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone and taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say shalom.